Okay. How do I know when we're live? And we are back live. Sorry guys, we had a minor internet interruption, but we are back. Hopefully you all will be joining us. I'm gonna pop out the live chat now. So the moment someone says something, we will know that we're live, and I will be introducing our next guest, who most of you probably don't know who is sitting next to me. And yes, we are live. I already see some comments. Hopefully the sound is good. So you have to talk directly into the mic. I'm actually not going to introduce you, but you should be seeing the Dragon's Den hat right there. I'm still waiting for my hat. Let me not talk about what happened there. But as being part of a Dragon's Den, please tell our audience who you are.
Well, most of you will probably know me as well, Panda. I'm what do you call me? A troll, online troll, trader.
What is a troll?
That's a good question. I don't know. I think the definition there is that someone who takes stuff out of context to piss off people or something like that. But I don't do that. Something going on here?
My bad.
Never mind the man behind the mirror.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My bad. I'm so used to my own clip-on mics, and I'm loud enough as it is. And there we go. We'll do it. We'll do it over here, so there's no interference. Sorry about that, guys. All right. Now it should be much better.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wasn't prepared for this interview, so normally I will be wearing a Panda T-shirt. Most of the pictures that are out there.
But that's okay. You're supporting Samurai Wallet.
Yeah,
do you use Samurai Wallet?
Of course I do.
Yeah, we met them here. I mean, just been so busy, haven't had a chance to talk to them. But Samurai Wallet is one of like 3 or 4 app wallets that I actually use. Well, I don't use it as often, but I do support it. I think they're doing good work. Samurai, Green Address, and I'm still a fan of Airbits.
Well, yeah, I use Green Address and Samurai, and actually the guys are very nice, but they're very, they take their privacy very seriously, so I don't think you'll be able to interview them. But yeah, I saw them yesterday here, I talked a bit with them. They're very nice people, very smart, and I've been using their wallet for a while now. So,
all right, let's. I don't have much time. I actually have to. We're gonna have somebody else pick up the slack. I want to ask you the questions that I always wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Your Twitter account is really blowing up with followers, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like you and I were like similarly in the number of followers we had, and you just exploded. Because you do amazing work. You're like you and Tour de Meester are probably the 2 Twitter accounts that I follow. I don't follow many Twitter accounts, or at least don't pay attention to them. But you've been doing some amazing work, especially calling out Bitmain and their empty blocks. So what are you most proud of the work that you do mostly on Twitter?
Well, that's difficult to say. I think it started blowing up when I did the article on ICOs, where I called like Ethereum, where I called them out basically.
I've been doing that for 3 years.
Yeah, but you have your way, I have my way. I did it on Medium, and you have to use humor. You have to use GIFs. You have to use memes.
Is this like an inside joke that the people that believe in Ethereum are somewhat simple, and you have to go really simple to try and explain to them how silly it actually is?
No, I don't think so. But I started with my Medium articles with the hard fork last year with the DAO hack, but everything went like smooth. I didn't get that many followers yet until I wrote that blog post about Ethereum ICOs, and that actually got so many views and so many people liking it, and everyone started contacting me. It got published on the Next Web, so it blew up without me expecting it really. And also, one of the reasons why I get so many followers now is just because once you have a lot of followers, and crypto is still growing very fast. People see people with a lot of followers, so they follow it. It's like
I know. Oh, it's totally true.
It's snowball effect.
All right, let's talk about the hat. Let's talk about Dragon's Den. You were one of the original members of Dragon's Den, correct?
No, not really.
No?
No. the Dragons Den was just a group of people, and it was just a chat group.
Correct. Exactly.
But I was not even one of the first ones, honestly. And it's also not a closed
No, it's not,
group
it's
or
not.
anything.
So,
it's just
but,
a private
but you
group.
jumped on it fairly early.
Well, yes.
So let's feed into the conspiracy theories. Let's talk about all of the world domination that is talked about in Dragon's Den.
Okay. What do you want? What
Well, I don't know. I'm
specifically?
not actually there. I've been too busy for internet chat. So what do you guys talk about in there?
It was mostly comments on what's happening in Bitcoin. It was comments on Bitmain, obviously. It was comments on Roger Ver, on Bitcoin.com. Just comments on that. And it was not an organized group of trolls or whatever you want to call it, or what the professor wrote in or said in the Coin
You call him the
Telegraph.
professor? I call him the goon.
Ah, the goon. No, I call him the professor. Yeah. So. Not much is going on there, honestly, and it's opened. There are lots of people there now. It's like 60, 70 people there, and not much going on. Honestly.
Yeah, because when the groups start to get a little big, it's hard to have like an in-detail conversation.
Yeah, exactly, and it just blew up way out of proportion. It's like any private group. I mean, I'm sure you're in a lot of private Telegram groups.
I'm in an infinite number of Telegram groups. I just don't actually have the time to read them. I started my own, like it happened to be a Skype group for my consulting clients, and now that group is getting to be unmanageable. It's getting a little big, and I'm like, man, so what do I do about it? Like, I have no idea. Like, I'm not a moderator. Like, I'm not going to kick anybody out. I'm not going to tell someone they can't say what they want to say. The way I moderate groups that I'm an admin on, when too many people bug me about a person X, I then need to do something about a person X because I don't want to deal with a bunch of people bugging me about it. So I'm like, you guys deal with yourself, but manage it yourselves. But I only get involved when I get annoyed with other people getting annoyed about someone else.
And another thing I want to say actually about Dragon's Den, we actually invited the goon or the professor, and he never did. So that was like the top of like hypocrisy. He could join, he wanted to join, but he didn't join. So there we go.
All right, so now that you've been traveling to conferences, are we going to see you on stage? Are you going to be the man in front of the Panda mask? What are you thinking? Now that you're becoming more of a visible person, you've been doxxed, I believe, by Fluffy Pony first.
Yeah, thanks, Ricardo.
Good job, Ricardo. Everyone will now know your face. What are you thinking? You're going to start following my path of speaking on stage and doing more stuff? Because I will tell you, it's very difficult to trade when you are a public figure and you have to answer 1 million emails and reply to 1 million conferences.
Well, first of all, I'm not very good at public speaking, so there's that. But I've been asked to do some panels. Maybe you'll see me soon. There's nothing official yet, but maybe you'll see me soon on a Bitcoin-related conference in a trading panel. But I cannot give more information about that yet. So stay tuned. But other than that, no, not really. It's not really my ambition at this point.
All right, so how do you manage being a trader? Is being a trader your full-time job?
Officially, no.
Okay.
I still have my company, which does online marketing. But of course, with the start of this year, our crypto is going crazy. It's a lot more profitable to trade.
How do you find the time to manage personal life, a business, your Bitcoin or altcoin trading?
Both.
Both. And what feels like one tweet every 10 minutes. How do you manage that? Like I want to know.
I don't sleep much. I have a 16-month-old son, and he keeps me up. So
I didn't want to say that. Like I didn't want to bring your family into it. That's why I said juggle personal life. I didn't know if you wanted people to know that.
It's fine. I have a 16-month-old son, so sometimes he wakes me up in the middle of the night, and I see a trading opportunity, and I take it. Oh, yeah. I don't set alarms.
So
I stopped doing that because I would wake up so many times during the night. I don't put alarms to trade, but if I happen to be awake and I happen to look at my phone, then I trade. Yeah.
And what does your wife think about your crypto extracurricular activity?
she's happy as long as I'm happy, and she can spend. She's now here also in Prague actually, but she's shopping, so she's happy.
Spending the money you're making altcoin trading.
Yeah,
She's
something
spending,
like that.
Is she spending the Ethereum money or the
ICO money?
Or the ICO. Oh, speaking of ICOs, this was a question. So I'm getting about 2 emails a day of people asking me to promote their ICOs and being an advisor on their ICOs and being a consultant for their ICOs and sending me their white papers. Are you getting an influx of these things? And do people even know that you're anti-ICOs as they're asking you to be their advisor?
Well, yes, and even after the Ethereum article I wrote, I got even more questions about it. So I'm fine with giving criticism on their ICO and telling them what they're doing wrong. But I get so many requests now that I just mostly ignore them. If something looks interesting, I will look it over, but most of the time I don't even reply because I get so many emails, Twitter DMs and stuff like that, that it's just too much to handle.
So what was the biggest bribe that someone offered you to pimp their altcoin or ICO project?
I actually don't know. Most of the time I just ignore them. I once asked 25 BTC just for fun, and he replied if I was crazy. So.
Right. I recently asked for 100K in Bitcoin, non-negotiable, and,
yeah,
and then we can negotiate about their project.
That's about the same price, so yeah.
Okay, man. Well, thanks a lot for jumping on. I actually have to go do an interview. We will keep the live stream going. We have more people here. There will be other people interviewing. Do you have one of these? I'm assuming you have a Trezor.
Yes, of course.
Do you have one of these awesome Trezor leather cases?
I do not.
Okay, so here's a present from Crypto HW Wallet, who are our sponsors behind you on the wall.
Cool.
And there's a black one and a brown one. I figured since you're a panda, the brown one probably, right? Or they're black and white, right?
Black and white, yeah.
I'm thinking of different bears. I'm in Pennsylvania. I got bears all around me too. They're just different. So I'm handing you the brown one. Feel free to exchange it for a black one if you prefer. And thanks so much for jumping on this interview last minute.
Thanks for
Theo,
having me.
do you want to interview a few people?
Yeah.
Do we have someone lined up?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, thanks for having me.
I'm gonna hand it off to Theo.